Hello, welcome to the first round of taking a standard deck and piloting it through Pioneer. Today, we're not going to be instead of playing my brew, but someone did take Esper Pixies from standard with the up the beam. This town ain't big enough, and they managed to get a reasonable challenge. Also 5-0. We're going to play the 5-0 version. I'm pretty sure there's not much of a difference between the two of the decks because once the deck starts getting hot on MTGO, typically leagues and challenges follow. So yeah, so we're gonna try it out on Arena, see how it does. This probably is one of the better ways of going about converting that deck over to Arena. Over to Pioneer / Explorer. For the most part, you have your creature base basically the same, and we just add some good cards like Fatal Push, Thoughtseize. So there is some upgrades. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so we're for future videos. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. Let's get there together. Join the Pioneer Tournament family. Let's dive in. So our deck list, we have our 4 Fears, 4 Scavengers, 4 Pixies, 4 Hopeless Nightmares. We have 4 Treacherous Blessings, which is a nice include. It basically ETBs, you get to draw 3. Picking it back up makes you get to redraw more cards. Vanishing Verse, pretty solid removal spell, plus Thoughtseize. We get additional, basically, Storm Chasers talent with Legion's Landing, because we could just keep playing it, picking it up, playing it, get another 1/1. And then we have our 4 This Town Ain't Big Enough, and our Nowhere to Run, 3 copies. This deck happens to leverage Yorion, and that seems to be a pretty good include because since most of our stuff have good ETB triggers, so we kind of want that. We have 4 bases in case we face aggro and 3 Path of Peril. Skyclave Appetizer is kind of a catch-all removal spell. Can hit some things like Waste Not, stuff like that. Dovin's Veto is our reasonable threat against control and combo and stuff like that. Then we have 3 Rest in Peace for Phoenix, Fang, and decks like that. So that is our actual deck we're trying out today. Let's see if this deck has what it takes to compete in the current Pioneer meta. Stomping Grounds and a hero. Legion's Landing, say go. So next turn I could Pixie plus Fatal Push. The Challenger. So probably not going to attack with a hero. Take it. Okay, that's actually reasonable. Play a Pixie. Pick up the Legion's Landing. There you go. Alright, Pathland Red. Seems reasonable. You attack with both? I will force you to call your bluff. Oh. Okay. Kill the hero. So play Talent. Put that on white. Play a Legion's Landing. I think it makes more sense to Hopeless Nightmare here. Shove for 2, say go. Okay, Questing Druid's pretty good. A bunch of 2-drops. Do you have a land? I'm gonna say no. I'll block with the Vampire. So, I mean, it obviously means he doesn't have a land in hand. Reckless Burst Lightning. Okay, draw 3. Say go. Kingkeeper's Talent. Okay. Put a counter on the Challenger, makes sense. You got yourself a land. Chomp. to drop down some scavengers. Yep. I wouldn't mind a 2-drop or 1-drop spell here. I also could just pick something up, I suppose. Fatal Push. Or the Challenger. Call your bluff. Do you have any way to give it trample? No. Pay 4 mana, I could get back something. I don't think that's worth it. So I go. So he does have Den of the Bugbear online. Another Challenger. That probably means he had a pump spell. Okay. You could shock one of my scavengers. Ugh. I think that's the best way to block. Absorbs the most amount of damage and actually potentially can trade or have a profitable block. Okay. I just lose. So we have Path, we have Beza. Down Blessing, most likely. I mean, Vanishing Verse is still fine. Down Thoughtseize. Up Skyclave. What else can I cut here? A Hopeless Nightmare seems fine to cut. We're not like that. Tower, Goo. Play some Gorge and passes. That's better. Play Scavenger, say Goo. I'm gonna kill that? Okay. Not 2 damage, not at my face, so I'm fine with that. Innkeeper's Talents. Loyal lands they go. So Pathway seems pretty good. Pays into the talent. There's a Challenger. Get rid of the Challenger. Play Skyclave. Eat the talent. Go. It's kind of free, right? Because I can pick this back up. Pick this back up, which answers the actual token. Reckless Rage. Fair. Gets a little bit of damage. So if I play the Pixie, should be able to replay the Nowhere Run and also Fatal Push something. But now I could actually just do the bigger Nightmare. Snipe the board. Go. Now I can Pixie pick it up and kill the token. A spell or ability. Yeah, target that. Blossoming Defense. Okay, go. Screaming Nemesis. Attack for 7. Take it. Nowhere to run. So that's 4 mana. I only have 2 mana left over. Yep. And he's gonna pump the Nemesis, of course. So now he's a 5/5. Pick up the Yorion, play a talent. Catch up, go. Pyroclasm. GG's. I win one, let's get into the next. Brian. Scavenger, you. We had a mole twice, so this is a little rough, but land, catch ya. I think I Pixie, pick up the Scavenger. Go. I think that's the better line. I mean, because I don't really have any enchantments to trigger this, and this being a 2/2 is nice to get over the Mutavault. Let's play another Scavenger. Same Scavenger. Play Pixie. Pick up the Scavenger. Hit you for 2 in the air. Go. Hexcatcher. Okay. So it's Merfolk. Dimir Merfolk. Okay. So they're playing Kaido, most likely. It's a deck that pseudo is going around on MTGO. So, plus I played it on stream, I think, a few weeks back. Annex. That's usually the other card in black they play. And plus, I think they usually play Fatal Push. That's interesting. So we could play Fear. I don't think I played a land this turn. Or did I? So turn 1, I played this. Turn 2, I played this. This. Then I went boom, boom. Let's pick up Purge, I guess. Gotcha. So if we could somehow kind of tempo this guy out, even though technically they are usually the tempo deck. We don't really have much going on in our hand, though. I really don't want to have to be a turn, the next turn, to pick up a Yorion. That would be really bad. But we do have a decent amount of damage in the air. Now, he can't really make a 6/6 demon. So what's his best line here to set up for actually pressure? He could attack with Mutavault. That would be very suboptimal, I don't think. That leaves him 2 mana. Could have a removal spell there, but... Okay, so he is turning on the Volt. I don't know if he's actually going to attack. No, he's just going to burn me. Makes sense. Let's go ahead and drop down the Legion's Landing, which allows me to get another counter on the 2/2 Pixie. Attempt to hit for 8. Say go. Attempt to play this town. Alright. So against this matchup, Merfolk, maybe some Dovin's Vetoes. Down 1 Blessing. Down a Landing, run it like that. Island. Classic, take a hand that has a reasonable amount of lands, and we just draw nothing but lands. Watch. Yeah, at least we have Yorion, so at least we don't get totally blown out of the water. But we'll see how this hand pans out. Dovin's Veto is not too shabby. Not doing much on this board state, though. So I need to play... Actually, I guess it didn't matter what I did there. Couldn't do anything. Probably going to pitch this Watery Grave, I guess, or the Verge. Go. I need a white source thing. I could play the Verge, or I could play a Hollow Fountain. So you're going to hit me for 3. Please give me something here. This town ain't big enough. I could pitch. See what you guys say about that. Do you sack something? Probably don't, right? Play another nightmare. Yep. Okay, that was basically a 3-mana remove a Drowner. And drain him for 2. We'll take that. So I think I want the Shrine. Sego. Another Drowner. So I can sack the Nightmare on the end of his turn if I have to. It's like a, yeah, looks like a Mutavault for 3 is coming down. So we're taking 7, down to 7. Oh. Oh yeah, we're definitely sacking that. No more lands. So that's not a very good sign. So maybe I do want Pat's Apparel. It's kind of nice, I guess, to have... What am I hitting with Dovin's Veto? I mean, you can't hit the room, but Kaito, for the most part, comes down by Ninjutsu, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe another Blessing, run it like that. Play a land and a landing. Goo. That's a weird sequence of terms. Land and landing. Sure. Blue, play a Fear. Pick up Legion's Landing. Smack you, say go. Verge passes. Play another Legion's Landing. Courtyard. Get frisky. Takes it. Go. Hexcatcher. That resolves. Put that on blue. Attempt to attack. Hexcatcher. Attempt to target them both. Yep. I think that was a better line. I don't really want to bounce anything. Wait, Blessing? A Tidebinder. I see. Pick up a Yorion. Say good. Hits me. Take it. Guess. Kaido's coming inbound. Maybe that's the argument. I should have actually just blocked it. Jumped it. Why didn't you just attack with the arrow if you really wanted to guarantee it? Can't be blocked. Okay.
Sit down. Rethink your life.
Question, does he have a counter for this? Blue. Play a Yorion? So he has a 2/2 Mutavault. Say go. Hexcatcher. So you're probably going to Kaido minus my Yorion? So this at least gives me the ability to turn on my Burges. Alright, so it hits me for 2. Draws a card.
Uh-huh. Now I know your weakness.
Discards 2 lands. Play a Hopeless Nightmare. Should have played the Optimistic Scavenger first, of course. That was a mistake. So the question here is, what am I going to do? I think I go to combat. He's probably going to play something to stop. Actually, we'll both come at Kaido. I need to get that off the board.
Fine. I'll make a new plan.
Sego. We'll go ahead and try to kill a Hexcatcher. there's a tie binder. Okay, so now we make a 1/1. Offer the trade. You could just Kaido it through the Herald. Doesn't seem like a logical situation there. I mean, it makes sense. If you want the Kaido down, you really kind of just want to get it crossed. I mean, we're taking 3. There's no way his entire goal here is to bait a Hex Catcher on me, right? That would be one move. Alright, so we lose 2 tokens. That's fine. I guess we lost no life. I don't know what I really want to bounce. To hit you for 6. Go, I guess. I could have definitely discounted big enough and got my blessing back, but yeah, take it.
I learned something in Ep. Don't worry, Pom Pom John. I've got this.
Make it 1/1. Attempt to bounce the Hex Catcher, maybe? I don't know. All I really kind of need here is just to be able to blink the Nightmare. So, and I can't really bounce this. I can't target this. But for me, it's more if I just kind of want the Yorion back in hand. I guess I could have blinked Nightmare too. That would have been 4 extra damage. So, take a damage. Make another 1/1. Say you. I definitely could have done the 2 damage, right? With the just bouncing. But I think it's still correct that I should play out my hand just in case he has an answer. Or somehow you can gain 2 life. Looks like we're 1/1. Let's get into the next. Courtyard Goo. Ghost Razor. Get rid of that. It's too scary. Pixie. I got just double Pixie. Go. Sadly, I need to be able to just put up a clock, I guess. This is not a very good matchup, I don't think, being 1. I mean, at Dovin's Veto? What am I bringing in? I know I have to cut the Fatal Pushes. Nowhere to Run's also pretty rough in this matchup. So, Rest in Peace? Do I really care about Rest in Peace? Catch it, yeah. This is going to be, like I said, a very rough match. I mean, I have so many dead cards, and I don't have enough cards to bring in this matchup. Okay, there comes a Lotus Field. Smack you. Yep. There's just no way I can win this game, I don't think. I mean, I basically have to, like, get very, very lucky. I guess he has to copy. So, he could have a way to actually untap both. Non-land. You can't bounce lands. Why? Why can't you hit lands? Yeah, there's the hidden strings. So we lose because of this. I wish they made more bounce effects that could target lands. Just say return target to permanent, please. I like to know what I'm facing. Which version of Lotus Field am I facing? Okay. I'm definitely think I'm gonna bring in Rest in Peace. It has to be better than a Fatal Push. At least I can stop Bell Recovery. Sure. So if he has an Omniscience deck, right, this should be able to bounce Omniscience. What are you grabbing outside of the game here? You only have 3 mana left, so you're not really getting anything, I don't think, that can win you the game this turn. Almost feels like I can get him to 11, which is a big deal. Not really. Anger. Sure. I think I just let that go. Up to 2. So say go. No, sorry, half the target 2 things, so that should work. But it has 6 mana, 7, 8. That's not bad. That gives me some sort of win con. Segu. I don't think I could tap out more than 2. I have to leave up this, I think, in case he ever gets Omniscience. I guess I should have just fired it off. I mean, that would have fizzled the anger, but 2 damage per turn is not really not that much. We play Yorion. Gotcha. Sego. Dig through time? That could be what he's going for. I mean, what else is he targeting in his yard? That happens. I got no complaints. Another stage. You're gonna copy your 3rd Lotus Field? That would guarantee, I guess, that you can re-hardcast the Omniscience. I have him on a 2.5 turn clock. That's not going to be good enough, I don't think. Yeah. Acquisition. What'd you even grab with your first one? Because last turn you played Dig. You're not going to put that in your sideboard. There's no way that was the card you went and got. So that would make no sense, right? So what did you grab? Did you get Approach and you just haven't wanted to do it? I mean, you could have honestly approached, Dig, get another Approach, and win. Vanishing Verse, not really helpful. Headshot, say go. I guess if he has a Omniscience, that would help. But that's all it's going to do. I mean, I really don't have much of an option. Forever pages. Yeah, that happens. I mean, I'm not scooping. He hasn't presented any actual way of winning the game. He has 11 mana? Emergent Ultimatum. That resolves. You get a Leer. I mean, I'm prepared for the Omniscience. Get rid of that. Now what? I mean, I could do this, bounce this again, so I could slow him down another turn. I just need 2 turns, right? That's all I need. I need some way of dealing another 2 points of damage. Opponent. I mean, you could have got an acquisition with this. So you could have just tutored that from the poor tap. That's fire. Go for it. Do what you got to do, opponent. So I don't really need my scavengers, right? Because that's only 1 damage. So if he recasts the omniscience, I'm just going to bounce it again. Go ahead. Another ultimatum. I'm just off this. So I definitely don't want fatal pushes. Nowhere to run. It's kind of horrible too. I guess we bring in Dovin's vetoes. Rest in peace is the second best option. I guess basis at Wincon? I mean, that is something, I suppose. What? Is there any other totally bad cards in this deck? Vanishing Verse at least can get the Omniscience. I guess that's fine. I don't like that. Okay, he's playing it out. Play Legion's Landing. Go. So we definitely need to find a black source and hand disruption here, but I think we're okay. Especially against his hand. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play Fear. Pick up the landing, say go. After hitting your face. Play Botanical Sanctum. Play Legion's Landing. Pixie. And play Legion's Landing. Gotcha. Go. The next turn I could just play a land, Legion's Landing, attack. Flip the landing, play another landing. Alright, just plays a Lotus Field and passes. Good impulse, I guess. End of the Flood Maw. So we'll go ahead and play a Fear, pick up a landing. Let's play Legion's Landing. Flip. I guess rest in peace. Go. Like I said, rest in peace is better than Fatal Push. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's not a very good card in this matchup. But it does stop Battle with Recovery. It does stop a few other, like, things there. But it does hurt me a little bit. A Grazer. Alright, so we play Scavenger. Play another 1 Legion's Landing. Get a 1/1. Pump. Get rid of the Grazer. Yep. So now what do you have? You basically have to win the game this turn. Or have Wrath. Run it back. Tap land. Hopeless Nightmare. Go. So next turn, I think I'm just going to play Hopeless Nightmare and a Talent. I think the following turn is the turn that I have to actually start leaving something up. Maybe. Yeah, this is usually the next turn is usually the one where he just plays a Lotus Field and just kind of just passes. So I think I want to get a clock down. And hand disruption. Go. Next turn, I think I have to leave up Dovin's Veto. Yeah, I figured that's what was going to happen. I can't double spell this turn, no matter what I do. Question here is, do I need to leave up a Dovin's Veto this turn? Probably not. Because next turn I want probably Nightmare plus Veto. This turn he's most likely just going to play a stage copy. That's kind of what I'm thinking he's going to be doing. Or I guess he just plays the Sanctum and just does nothing too critical. I mean, he can't win, I don't think, with 4 lands. So... he's going to go for it. Or is he just trying to desperately find something to keep him... allow him to win next turn? That seems like his most likely his move is to set up for a win next turn. I can't imagine being able to win with just one Lotus Field. That doesn't seem very likely. We'll go ahead and shock ourselves. Our life total does not matter. Period. So that's white, so that triggers there. So I can spare a blue. And then we'll just attack, pass. If you can beat this deck, that's actually kind of impressive. This is one of those decks I thought I would not be able to beat. Opponent probably has a Beseiju in hand, if I had to guess. Or dig. Probably dig. He's looking at his graveyard. The question here is, do I counter a dig? That is the real question. Do I counter the dig? I'm going to say no. I don't think I can afford to. Next turn, I really have to be ready for him to actually stop the combo turn, not necessarily stop a dig. If I counter this, he still could have the combo in hand. So I need to make sure I take account for that. I mean, once he goes for like a ultimatum, one Dovin's Veto and the ultimatum seems pretty reasonable to win the game. And then if we get enough mana, we could eventually just level this thing up and do this in the same turn. Opponent is thinking pretty hard about this one. Counter. Did I miss lethal? I only have 2 blue sources. So, boom. Like 1. That'd been +2/+2. That'd been 6, 8. Yeah, that was lethal. Damn. Don't do what I just did, chat. Or, let me have it in the comment section. I deserve it. I definitely had lethal. I did think about it. So, 2, pick up. Play one of them. That gives +2/+2. I just kind of have to make him whiff one turn. Could very well happen. Six mana. So he needs a Wrath, I guess? Can't believe I missed that. Faya Wishes. For a strings? I don't know. You're spending 4 mana. You get 2. You only have 2 left. I guess, have you played a land for the turn? Is that your plan? I guess at this point, I just pick up both Nightmares and call it a day. 9 lives. Alright. Getcha. Get her. Yeah. 2 and 1. Let's get into the wrap up. So what do we learn to think about this deck overall? We went 2 and 1. Not terrible. Beat Lotus Field. Felt pretty nice actually doing that. And yeah, we lost to aggro. So I kind of can see why we have so much devotion to aggro on the board. Like, it did seem a little rough to be able to keep up with the aggro deck. But in hindsight, we did beat except Lotus Field, which was pretty awesome. And I do think we're pretty reasonable into Rakdos and stuff like that, like mid-range. So overall, I think the deck's actually pretty solid. So I wonder how many rares are in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like there's 5. These so these 5 here are all rares. This top row is all uncommons and commons, and then your mana base. So if you honestly started out of the gate, I think you invested in the mana, you could probably just port this thing over from standard temporarily and don't worry about the landings, or that kind of stuff, and you just get these, of course. They're in your standard deck. Pick up the Fatal Pushes, because it's just really good, instead of the Vanishing Verses first, and then pick up your mana base, upgrades, and you should be able to port this thing, and then slowly get your way through the next 20 cards to eventually pick up Yoria. I don't know if the standard version plays beta, so you could already have invested into that if you have the standard version. But overall, I think this actually looks like a pretty solid list. Thank you for the original maker of the deck, Harry13. And let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about this list in particular. Is this a deck that you guys would want to try to port over from standard? Because that's the goal of this series here, is to bring you standard players to Pioneer, make it where you guys get to join the format that is arguably, in my opinion, the best format. I'll talk to you guys next time.